At the press launch of the 2024 Ford Mustang, the term all new echoed through the air. But let's be honest, it wasn't a complete overhaul. The 2024 Mustang had its roots in the previous generation's platform, keeping many dimensions intact, and sticking with engines reminiscent of their predecessors. It reminded us of the iconic 1971 Mustang, which underwent significant changes while retaining its original Falcon-based platform, ultimately being considered a first-generation Mustang. So in this video, we're taking you through the first drive review of the 2024 Ford Mustang, the car you have all been waiting for. Let's get started. In the ever-changing world of cars, it's no surprise that the 2024 Mustang reflects both marketing strategies and the realities of adapting to an SUV-focused market and the rise of electric vehicles. The crucial point is that this is indeed a new Mustang, with distinct differences, exciting improvements, and fresh additions that set it apart from its forerunner. One of the most thrilling additions is its wildly fun drift brake, a feature that we'll explore further in a separate piece. However, since we're here for a Mustang review, let's take a peek under the hood of the 2024 Mustang GT. Here, we find a revised version of Ford's renowned 5-liter Coyote V8 engine. Significant upgrades include a dual throttle body induction system and a dual intake, ingeniously pulling in air through distinctive openings on both sides of the grille, explaining those fang-like elements you might have noticed. The GT now boasts 480 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque in its standard guise, a boost from the previous 450 horsepower and 410 pound-feet. And for those seeking even more power, the active valve exhaust option bumps it up to 486 horsepower and 418 pound-feet, while the exclusive Mustang Dark Horse, which we haven't driven yet, impressively churns out 500 horsepower and 418 pound-feet. Exciting stuff lies ahead as we delve further into the wonders of this 2024 Mustang. Without the previous GT version for direct comparison, it was challenging to precisely measure the impact of these upgrades. But one thing was certain, the 2024 Mustang GT still packs a fierce punch of roaring power. Step on the gas and the acceleration will thrust you back into your seat, while the captivating sound emanating from under the hood will tempt you to keep the revs high in a lower gear. The active valve performance exhaust adds an extra layer of excitement, intensifying the experience according to your chosen drive mode. However, the beauty of a naturally aspirated V8 lies in its harmonious collaboration between the engine and exhaust, creating a symphony of automotive brilliance. For the true driving enthusiast, the 2024 Mustang GT offers an ideal match with its 6-speed manual transmission, boasting an automatic rev match function that delivers spot-on downshifts without requiring the classic heel-toe technique. But if you prefer the convenience of an automatic, a 10-speed option is available, although our experience with the combination was limited. As for the base 2.3-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder engine, it receives various improvements, including a new twin-scroll turbocharger, a modular power cylinder architecture, and the addition of a port injection alongside the existing direct injection. These enhancements result in 315 horsepower, a 5 horsepower increase compared to the previous standard EcoBoost, but 15 horsepower less than the discontinued high-performance variant. Nonetheless, don't underestimate these figures. The power generated by this 4-cylinder engine surpasses that of the 2005 Mustang GT's 4.6-liter V8, the first of the retro models, which produced 300 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. Thanks to modern engineering and turbocharging, you can now achieve remarkable performance with fewer cylinders, showcasing that a 4-cylinder Mustang can still be an exhilarating and fast ride. However, it must be acknowledged that the engine note of the 2.3-liter EcoBoost lacks the deep and resonant growl of its V8 counterpart. There's a slight disconnect in hearing hot, hatch-like sounds in a Mustang, but the available active valve performance exhaust does its best to compensate, delivering a deep and commanding bass, especially in sport or track modes. though some might prefer to experience the sonorous soundtrack from outside the car, making the convertible option enticing, or utilizing the new remote rev function, which lets you rev the engine using the key fob. As we delve further into the 2024 Mustang's features, we come across an interesting change in the transmission options for the EcoBoost variant. Sadly, the 6-speed manual transmission is no longer available with the EcoBoost model due to its limited popularity among buyers. Instead, the 10-speed automatic transmission becomes the sole option, which is obligatory for this version. However, it's worth noting that the automatic transmission's performance leaves something to be desired, especially when driving the car in a fast and fun manner, like a true Mustang enthusiast. The drive settings fail to intuitively upshift and downshift when approaching corners or during spirited driving, and using paddle shifters to compensate for this limitation doesn't provide the desired experience. Even more frustrating is the fact that paddle shifters aren't standard. They only come with a performance pack, leaving drivers without the crucial feature during the test drive up and down Glendora Mountain Road. Furthermore, Ford highlighted the new Mustang's customization potential, particularly with custom drive modes. However, in reality, these custom drive modes don't live up to the billing. For instance, it's not possible to pair the most aggressive transmission setting from track mode with less aggressive but road-friendly sport elements. Additionally, selecting a softer MagnaRide suspension setting, which is available as an option beyond the performance pack, cannot be combined with the most aggressive throttle, transmission, steering, and stability traction settings. This lack of flexibility is a significant drawback as it restricts the car's adaptability to different road conditions and driving preferences, particularly when encountering mid-corner bumps and undulations. When questioned about these limitations, Mustang vehicle integration engineer Rachel Schermeyer explained that the goal was to curate the experience for Mustang owners and avoid allowing extensive mixing and matching of settings, unlike what other cars may offer. This approach, however, renders the 6 custom presets rather redundant. On a brighter note, Schermeyer mentioned that the 2024 Mustang now supports Ford PowerUp over-the-air software update capability, which may potentially open the door for a less restricted driving experience in the future. The 2024 Mustang proves to be an agreeable ride with minimal differences in steering modes. All steering modes have a common trait of being adequately taut on center, surprisingly light in effort when turning, which is just right, and perhaps slightly slow despite the new rack having a 3% quicker ratio. Ford made the right call by avoiding excessive video game-like weighting, recognizing that unnecessary heaviness doesn't necessarily equate to sportiness. The GT model steering is subtly weightier to match its greater performance focus, though the difference is subtle. During a thrilling drive up Glendora Mountain Road, northeast of Los Angeles, a Mustang EcoBoost coupe with the standard suspension displayed impressive agility, confidently navigating tight, technical turns at a brisk pace without feeling awkward. The 2024 model exhibits improved composure, and the fixed suspension offers an agreeably firm ride. Although opting for the performance pack with its extra cost MagnaRide dampers is less of a necessity now, it remains a desirable upgrade for those seeking an even firmer suspension setup, even if it occasionally firms up more than desired. One small improvement could be if the magnetic dampers could provide a more comfortable cruising setting in addition to their firmer max attack options. This would be especially appreciated in the Mustang convertible, which doesn't pair well with the performance pack and MagnaRide, exhibiting constant wiggling and cowl shake. While we don't have a chance to sample the drop top with the base suspension, it seems like a better choice for a smoother ride. When considering the performance pack and MagnaRide, the GT Coupe emerges as the optimal choice. As expected, it offers a max attack experience, sitting just below the dark horse in terms of performance. It can be a handful to handle, but it's also the most rewarding. taking a trip up and down the higher speed curves of the famous Angeles Crest Highway perfectly showcased the GT's capabilities. While not a dedicated corner carver, I couldn't fully trust the level of grip available, especially on downhill stretches. Nevertheless, it provided the most enjoyable driving experience among all the Mustangs sampled, excluding the sheer thrill of the drift brake demonstration, which is hard to beat in terms of pure fun. As we turn our attention to the 2024 Mustang's interior, we find a radical departure from its predecessors. Unlike the previous 30 years, the Mustang's interior no longer follows a retro-inspired, dual-cowl design. Instead, it boasts a more modern and futuristic feel with two giant screens that wrap towards the driver in a cockpit-like layout, a design departure that surprises some. Interestingly, the interior evokes hints of Mustang DNA, drawing comparisons to the Mustang II, much to the astonishment of the crowd. The gauge cluster offers a variety of designs, including the reminiscent Fox body design, glowing green at night like the original gauges. Additionally, there are other options to cater to individual style preferences, with roughly 30 customizable colors that can be applied in two-tone combinations. However, one might find the combinations and ambient lighting options slightly over the top and tacky. Moving on to the 13.2-inch infotainment screen, it operates on the existing Sync 4 architecture, but features a brand new interface and widescreen orientation. In a bid to embrace the digital age, Ford has replaced most physical entertainment and climate controls with touchscreen controls, a decision influenced by the popularity of such features among millennials, Gen Z, and traditional Mustang drivers. However, the climate controls and menu icons remain docked on the screen, including when using Apple CarPlay. Despite this shift towards an all-screen interior, the design appears sleek and well executed, making it one of the best in its category. The 2024 Mustang now offers a wireless charge pad and a convenient USB port behind the rearview mirror, catering to track cameras and other devices. While the rest of the cabin remains largely unchanged, there are notable improvements, including additional soft touch points, especially on the center console. The interior also provides more options for customization with expanded interior color and material choices. Notably, one test car showcased a stunning rich carmine red leather interior that looked exceptional. In conclusion, the 2024 Mustang is undoubtedly a significant release, but it retains the essence of a traditional Mustang. Although it may not be a complete overhaul, this familiarity with its heritage is far from a bad thing. While some may have expected a radical transformation, the Mustang stays true to its iconic design and performance, pleasing enthusiasts who cherish its distinctive look, drive, and sound. The all-new interior showcases a blend of modernity and nostalgia, and despite some changes, it still honors the Mustang's roots, striking a balance between tradition and innovation. So with this, will you be getting the 2024 Ford Mustang yourself? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below, and thanks for watching.